Certain juvenile sex offenders will no longer be allowed to attend Maryland public schools in person. Legislation that was prompted by a Project Baltimore investigation.
Project Baltimore's Chris Papps was there for the emotional moment in Annapolis as Governor Wes Moore embraced a Harford County mother whose story inspired a change in state law.
House Bill 1439.
One by one, the bills were called.
Senate bill.
And one by one, surrounded by supporters, Governor Wes Moore signed them into law.
Were you nervous coming here today?
Very much so.
But for this Harford County mother, this day marked the end of a fight. 5 months ago, she set out to change state law.
House Bill 814.
And she wanted to be there.
Juvenile law reform.
To see it through.
It's overwhelming with emotion.
But what she got was so much more.
I just want to thank you. Thank you so much. This means so much more than you could ever imagine.
How is your daughter doing?
She struggles. She is in therapy.
Project Baltimore first interviewed this mother in January. At the time, we did not identify her to protect her 4-year-old daughter who was sexually abused.
I think the law needs to change when it comes to juvenile offenders.
Over the past few months, that has been this mother's mission, to change state law. In doing so,
I'm the mother of a victim.
She publicly identified herself as the parent of a survivor, which is why Fox 45 has decided to show her face for the first time, though we are not giving her name.
I initially started this to try to give my daughter a voice, but I've also given a voice to other victims, future victims, who now no longer have to be in a setting with a predator.
When this mother first came to Project Baltimore in January, she was outraged.
Yeah.
The 15-year-old who sexually abused her daughter had pleaded to second-degree rape, was placed on probation, and was then allowed to return to class at Patterson High School in Baltimore City. At the time, the teen was charged in connection with a second alleged rape in Baltimore County. When Project Baltimore reported that a juvenile sex offender was attending a public school with other students, the community, including Governor Moore, was stunned.
People need to feel safe in their communities, and kids need to feel safe in their schools.
Within weeks, legislators in Annapolis drafted a new law and attached it to the 2024 Juvenile Reform Bill. The language bans juveniles who are on the Juvenile Sex Offender Registry from attending school in person. Instead, any school that receives public funding must develop an alternative means to educate that child, such as virtual learning. This bill drew strong opposition, including from the ACLU and the Maryland Office of the Public Defender, leading to heated debate.
This bill is punitive, and it denies children a basic right.
This is a permanent lifetime ban on children.
What you all are up here saying is that if a child, so let's say a 9th grader, rapes or commits some sort of felony, a sexual act that's a felony, that they should then be allowed to go back into the school building with other children.
Just 72 days after Project Baltimore broke this story, the House and Senate overwhelmingly passed the bill.
There's nearly 1 million kids that go to public school in Maryland.
Yes.
This bill affects nearly 1 million kids.
It's so much bigger than just my child. It means a lot to me because it's the first time that I felt like my voice was heard.
Especially since this mother's voice was silenced when the judge placed her under a gag order following her initial interview with Fox 45.
Yes.
She's still under that gag order. She can't talk about her daughter's case, but she can talk about this bill.
I hope that when she's old enough and I can tell her the way that we've changed Maryland for all kids, I hope that she's proud of me.
For this mother, at first, her fight was personal. Then, it became something much bigger.
Thank you so much. This means so much more than you could ever imagine.
An impact that was recognized.
Thank you.
The governor hugged you.
Yes, he did.
Can you tell me what he said?
He thanked me, and he said that I made a change in Maryland for so many others, all of the children in schools, and that Maryland stands with me on this, which was huge to me.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
He gave you a pen?
Yes, he did. It's amazing to know that I was given this, and when we do tell my daughter, I can show her, like, this is the exact pen that was used to make such a huge change. It's part of knowing that my daughter matters, I matter, all the children in Maryland matter, to be protected. That's what this pen means. It was the change that was so desperately needed.
You guys look fabulous.
I'm Chris Pabst, and this is Project Baltimore.
I'm Chris Pabst. Thanks for watching. Here's another story to watch. Also, if you have a story idea, please send us a message.